Hello and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper part 26. So last time we got another ending, which then has prompted me to go on and find out how many endings there actually are. And I thought there was for some reason, I made it up to myself that there was 6 endings or something. But Google, the first thing Google says is that there's 3 and that they can have multiple endings depending on what you do. So I would count what we've done as 2 endings, even though it was 4, right? That was 2 because leave, stay, leave, stay. But that would mean there's only 1 more ending, which surprised me because we still have 2 more threads to follow. But what I believe is, well, I don't know any more information than that. What I'm guessing is that the oh my god, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten the names again. The father and child, maybe that could have a 3rd ending to it. And then the stuff with Sabine is just you know how Feng and Havenage, that didn't have an ending. Maybe Sabine and Yatagan also doesn't have an ending attached to it. It's just something we can do. So, we're gonna follow those up, see if that's right or not. And that's gonna happen as soon as we wake up, I think. We've got a busy day on the eye with the sidereal horizon, moving up to the hub, and we're gonna check in on our friends. I believe we've done everything we needed to do here. So let's sleep, let's get up, let's go straight to it's not the east end, the low end? Let's go straight to the low end. Whoa, that is a variety of dice. That's nearly what do you call it? When you have them all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Except we're missing the 3, so really it's not that at all. What's it called? A flush? Is that what that be? I don't know. Oh no, it's not that today. That's tomorrow. Lem and Mina is tomorrow. Today is Yatagan. Rabaya, because we may have assassinated a dude. I think he died. But he was he was just basically being a drone for SNR, who is a really bad company. I guess we're gonna find out. We should just dive straight in. Rabaya. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabaya working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. Since I killed that guy? They are sitting on a stool, looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through SNR's data you pulled all those cycles ago. Is she okay, or how have you been? I feel like I need to ask if she is okay since she's hammering the bag. But although that question's been answered, how have you been? I'm well, Sleeper. Happy to no longer be hunted, they smile. Yatagan has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. Oh. Oh, that easy? They glance nervously at Rabaya. Rabaya stops punching, and in the silence you hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabaya hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Pushed the old Yannick out. She is so angry that this all happened. Not only did it happen, but it happened right under her nose. I don't know why they let him in. I don't know why he let them in. Rabaya throws a few more punches, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. She spits. So yeah, it was never Yatagan that was the problem. It was specifically Yannick. In SNR. He was obviously very high up in Yatagan, causing that. But now that he's gone, as long as there's no other people that were in on it, then we've restored it to its former glory. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yatagan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control. Okay, I didn't read this before I said everything that I just said, but yeah, okay. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yatagan enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think, with time, I can do the surgeries. So they would no longer have trackers on. They would just be super soldiers without being tracked. Rabaya walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. Those surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses. She shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Let's ask, will Yatagan really collapse? Maybe she's being dramatic? I don't think so, no. Rabaya doesn't either. They look over at her. At least not when she's calm. Yeah, she's being dramatic. What I understand now is that Yatagan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNR, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabaya believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNR, but I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. I hope you are alright, or are you and Rabaya? What is the end of this sentence? Are you gonna work together? Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, sleep. Are they... Wait, is this supposed to be implying romance? Because I didn't get that vibe at all. Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously. I'm sorry I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They pause. Properly. Okay. I mean, that's okay. That's fine. I am not bothered about that. I don't know how we were supposed to get implied romance from this. If that's what it's implying. They're just arguing. Okay. When I leaked the data on the sleeper program, I was trying to help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, it shook me up. They run a hand through their hair. But I ended up here, so... They look at Rabaya. Oh, of course. They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. Oh, don't worry about it. Can we not tell them that we've found a source for the stabilizer? With the SNR connection broken, they look down. But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help. They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. You've done enough. We literally probably would have died in the first week without you. So thank you, Sabine. For everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabaya crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. I mean, also, this is going to be a power couple leading the new rise of Yatagan. I'm here for it. And they have, like, they have Sabine to be the moral center, and Rabaya is, like, dutiful to a fault. Like, they can run this. I mean, it's not up to them. It's up, you know, there's probably more people than them, but yeah, I'm down with this. What are you two plotting? Rabaya grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside you, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNRP doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people own you. They are what make you get up every cycle. They are what keep you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end, your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. See, it's these moments that makes me know that we belong here. Again, doesn't have to be permanent, but for now, leaving just doesn't seem like the right thing. It's the people, you know? The people make the place. The place may be a shithole, but we're weeding out the bad people. There's not many ones left. It's, yeah, we're living. Upgrade point, awesome. And I mean, that's probably the last of them. Oh, except for the thingy. Hard to kill. Let's buy it, because I would like to fill out this if we can. So there's not enough. In one playthrough, there's not enough to get all of these. But at least we've got all of the perks. Alright. Well, that's that one done. Sabine and Rubaya united. And Yatagan fixed. Well, the beginning of being fixed. Nothing's easy, especially when it comes to, you know, like organizations and stuff. But they've already learned, let's not work with giant corporations. Let's just be independent. And I think that's for the best. And tomorrow, this is when we find out the end of the Sidereal Horizon stuff. Which, I mean, the drive's gone. So, I don't know if this is going to be a version of an ending. It must be. And then we'll get that ending. And then we'll do the DLC. And I don't think there's going to be an end, if that makes sense. Like, once we've done the DLC, I think that's going to be the end of the series without being the end of the game, which is very bizarre. But that's how I think it's going to go. But I guess that's the nature of getting all the endings. So, what am I doing here? Oh, I just got to spend my dice again. We're back in this dilemma, which shouldn't really be a dilemma because I can just do anything. But there's nothing like super productive to do. We're still waiting on our mushrooms to grow. Let's get some more of these caps since we're going to be using those. Like, we don't know what we're going to need for the DLC. We might need to feed a lot of people. So we have all these. We have plenty of money. I don't think we've ever spent one up here in the wastes. Let's do that. Or maybe we have done it one time actually. Let's do it again. Out here at the edge of the habitable parts of the eye, everything is scrap. The trick is finding components that are still usable, staying safe. So we're gonna stay safe and we're gonna find scrap. But let's just see what the text is. In an old docking bay, you find a locker corroded shut. You two crack it open, and the components inside are in perfect condition. I think that's a typo. Okay. Well, we got the stuff, I think. And then we can spend a dice on energy, but oh my god, we just keep rolling the 4s and the 6s on our rerolls. Is there any... The stealing, we definitely don't need to do that. Work the stacks? Yeah, let's just work the stacks. Let's use a 6 here. And then we can photosynthesize. Oh, sunbathe, sorry. Oh, hey, look. 4 stabilizers. 4. We don't even need to mushroom farm anymore. And we're never using them because we're using scrap. Whoa, we are just... We're set. We could take another sleeper under our wing right now and be fine. But that's the goal, right? Because if that ever cropped up, we could do it. Having surplus is... It just means we can pay forward, which is what I like. Let's end the cycle. Because tomorrow's a big day. Well, today now, I guess. Or at least in a second. Oh, wow. Holy. Leave? Right. That's the sound of quests being ready for me. Let's go. So we have Lem and Mina here. That ship's got a smiley face. Oh no, from here it kind of looks like a smiley face. So the side rail's moved. Lem and Mina there. I just want to go up and have a little look. There it is. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Let's go. I don't know if the order that we do this in will change anything. Let's go down and speak to them first. Just in case I accidentally, like, you know, just end up as an accidental stowaway on the ship or something. Okay. Mina. There's no answer at the door when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot, says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. Mina, where is he? Oh my god. You look around the unit. It is a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. Some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled across the floor. Her drawing slate cracked and dark. Let's just tidy up and see if we find any hints about where he is. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You've just started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Oh, thank God. I was really scared. He must have been working or something. Sleeper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Where were you? Lem ignores your question, asking one of his own. What are you doing here? Mina's not supposed to let anyone in. He glances at her disapprovingly, but she shoots back her own angry look. Get in, Mina. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? I think that's going to cause him to snap, because he's going to be like, we missed our opportunities, what happened? Or something like that. I'm going to say I want to help. Help? Unless you have a side rail ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. Don't blame me for what happened. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they'll never even put us on the list. They never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. It turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Yeah. But don't blame me for that, you know? That's not my fault. I'm in the same boat. Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw. And who knows? Maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yard for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams his hand on the sofa. You give it up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They're moving the side rail up the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They are bringing in a ship where all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring, with all of their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. Oh, we could sneak aboard. We could steal a ticket. Steal. Lem laughs. There's no tickets. I was joking before. Just those ID numbers coded to someone's identity. No stealing that. Well, shit. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. He sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip, is all. Mina comes over and climbs onto his lap. He smiles. What would be good, right? What if it wouldn't... He's an engineer. He's a shipyard worker. Could you not go and work for Maritz? Bliss has already left. There's plenty of work up there. That could work out. I mean, not, but yeah. Like, because I have the bar. I have the commune, or whatever that's called. I would be so happy to hand over any work that I got from Maritz to Lem. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here. And I'm sure the side reel will bring in a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Meanie here are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. I'll find a way for us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Wait, what if I get them on there? Surely I then can't abandon them. Would that be a permanent ending? I don't think it would be. But we could have done this before we even went and spoke to them. So I do need to see what this is. Scout the dock. Oh. The side reel is being loaded and prepped. Among all the commotion, is it possible to find a way on board? +2. So we need 3 good dice on this. Oh, 3 4+ dice. We can do that. A way on board. You hope against hope there's a chink in the side reel horizon's vast armor. I mean, if there is, I don't think we want to be on it. That's the thing. I would never hope for a chink in a spaceship's armor, you know? Let's scout. We don't have anything else to do. Beautiful. That's what I needed. You watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? I think it could work. It's gonna work. Caster, what are you doing here? Low-end data fence. It's a long time no see. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sender Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Caster immediately, and you turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Caster? I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Imagine you're just trying to play a board game in space and all the pieces just float away. I never thought of that. In space they must have to take those magnetic travel boards. Caster walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale chunk of magnetic boot clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havenage shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. They screwed us. I know, he sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Sellers are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. And remember the speech that they were giving us about how we are to thank for making this work and we are so amazing. And it's all just bullshit. Ugh. He gestures out at the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Money or control? Money? That was a part, perhaps, but there are cheaper shipyards. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Sellers built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. Yeah, he rubs his forehead, and secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep, like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. See, this is all shady as fuck. We don't even want to go on there. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me, you deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't the problem. Oh, you can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. Is he going to expose them? With you on the side reel, and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis's grand project through you. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you on board, Sleeper, but I'm gonna need you to help me. Who are you? I'm a concerned party, someone who likes to know what's happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Oh, god damn. Oh, is this the choice right now? Is this the ending right now? Holy shit. Castor, my dude. How cool. I like this. We're gonna be a sleeper agent. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side rail. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Oh. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You need to get on board if you want to access their airworld servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I noticed his importance to you. And the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the side rail horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. Is he part of some sort of Illuminati? But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Is this one different to the others? The other endings? Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. How cool. I'm so glad that Castor's cropped back up. He's a very shady character. But in it for the greater good, maybe? With that, Caster marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part it may play in your future. The new drive. It's back, baby. Escape on the sidereal. But what are we escaping from? It's not escaping, it's espionage. Caster has offered you a second chance. If you cooperate, perhaps you could be leaving on the sidereal after all. Steal the data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Hold on, I didn't read that. In several cycles, the sidereal horizon will set out. You will either be on board or not. Our human could be on there. We don't know. Right. I've got things to check here. This is important. I can't believe I've still got 2 1s. We rolled so many 1s this day. Right here. Seller's ship. Let's see. Oh, wow. Bluff past security. The fastest way to get to know the ship is by pretending to work there. A plan so bold, it might even work. Plus, if we do it well, we'll get +3. If we do it wrong, we get locked down. Observe and explore. Careful observation and an instinct for security procedures will help you understand how to sneak on board. So that gives us less. This is high risk, high reward. Seller's infiltration. Patrol patterns, security information, server room locations. You need to case this place bit by bit. And then seller's lockdown. If security gets wise to potential breach, the seller's ship will go into lockdown for several cycles. So we need to not fail this. We can only use good dice here, but we have time. The question is, if we do this, does that end the game? Or do we still get a chance to back out last minute? Because it sounds like we don't. And if that's the case, then the question is, do we have time to finish the DLC before the ship leaves? So I feel like I just need to do a little bit of Googling here to find that out. So that I know how to proceed. Not that I'm going to use any 1 dice on this anyway. But we can use these ones to prepare ourselves. Are these... Yeah, these are just gone. Although, what kind of preparation do we need to do? I mean, what we would do is just hand the mushrooms over to the DLC. You know what? Let me check this out. Okay, I haven't quite managed to find the information that I wanted to find. So, I'm gonna have to just go on my instincts with this. I don't know. What I did manage to find is there may be an ending that you can't get in the same playthrough as other endings or something. I don't know what it is though, because I didn't want to look at it. So I confused myself even more. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start the DLC, right? We have loads of time to do this. We have 8 days, and it's gonna take 2 good... Hold on, let me double check this. 2 good dice, right? 2 or 3. We can do that in a day usually. 2 days maximum. So let's start the DLC. I think I'm happy with that. Because at this point, what else are we gonna do? Yeah, let's do it. We're in the end game now. So I don't know when else we would start it. Let's go. I have no idea how big these DLCs are or anything. And I can't remember these guys' names. Peak. Okay. You came. Peak smiles as you walk into the climbing briars cargo hold behind the gloomy... Oh. Eshi? Esh? I don't know how we decided to say this name. But also, just as a reminder, all I remember is there were refugees outside or something, and these guys were like taking supplies to the refugees. That's as far as I remember. Okay. They brought mushrooms. Eshi? Tosses? Ishi? Oh my goodness. I just don't know where to put the emphasis in the name. Eshi tosses the mushroom caps onto a crate, raising her eyebrows at Peak. I don't even know if I'm saying Peak right. Peak gives her a look. Thank you, Sleeper. Why are you raising your eyebrows? They pick one up and sniff it. Are these edible? Try it. Peak squints at you and the mushroom before delicately putting it back down. I'll wait. We're not so used to fresh produce. As she is securing crates as she speaks and doesn't look up. Hawthorne doesn't have much in the way of farming. Hawthorne? The installation we grew up on. As she wipes off her hands on a rag. XPR loves to name their property after natural things, but that's about as far as the relationship with plant life goes. That's pretty funny. Stubborn XPR spacer. XPR? This an interrogation? She glares. Either way, we are done with that place, which is all you need to know. Okay, that is a touchy subject. As she leans back against the crate she was securing, we're gonna need more than a few mushrooms if we want to help those refugees, though. What do they need? Although, we're gonna find out what they need, right? Why are they trapped? You tell me. It's your station administration that set up the cordon. Peak gives Eshi a look. Sorry, she looks at Peak. I know this isn't on you. As she stands and walks over to the mushrooms you brought, placing them into a small container with care. The problem isn't just getting supplies, it's getting them through to the ships. Can't you just fly around? Are we on a ship right now? I guess we are. I'm gonna ask. And get the Briar seized for breaching quarantine? No thanks. Oh, they're in quarantine? Oh no! Oh, the refugees are in quarantine, right? That's right. She laughs. We were lucky we got on here before the cordon was set up. That's the only reason we're on this side. Yeah, why is there a quarantine? Peak jumps in. The Eye has a closed-loop life support system. Just like any orbital installation, any unfamiliar illness or significantly increased strain on life support could cause a cascading collapse in its systems. As she scoffs. Are we making excuses for these bureaucrats now? Peak turns. We are being realistic, Eshi. But these people aren't an increased strain. They're living people. As she stares at you, even calling them refugees is just a way of turning a lot of scared, desperate people into single, monolithic group. As she slides the container full of mushrooms into one of the cargo hold racks. Look, as much as I'd like to chat, we've still got a lot of space to fill in this hold, so if you're gonna help. I think as she is trying to say, we need your help and quickly, Peak says, glancing at her. The refugees behind the cordon, they won't be able to hold out indefinitely. We need to get supplies to them in the next 12 cycles or so. Okay. Well, I only have 8. Ash steps forward. Our Havenage will have to bear the responsibility for whatever happens next. Yeah, I'm gonna help. What can I do? There's 3 things we need to secure. Water, food, and scrap components for ship repairs. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have been using my scrap. As she gestures to the storage containers around the hold. Water we can find a way to source, or my preference, just siphon off the underground reservoirs in the Greenway. Don't steal from my Greenway. Like, do, but don't. Just ask. I'm sure they have some to spare. Peak raises their eyebrows. Eshi. She ignores them. For food, things could be tricky. Those mushrooms are delicious, I'm sure. But no way can we get enough volume to feed a flotilla. However, I saw an algae stack over on the way over. If we can get access. Not more stealing, Eshi. Peak sighs. I didn't say steal. She stares at them indignantly. If we can get access, we can work the stack, harvest some algae for the flotilla. These stacks churn out vast quantities in short timescales. And the repair components? Peak asks tentatively. As she smiles. Just look around you, Peak. This whole place is made of scrap. She shoots you a glance. And I'm sure the sleeper has their sources. They can bring them right here. We get everything before time runs out. Perfect. We get most of it. Also good. Either way, in 12 cycles, I'm going to take whatever we have and go. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. But how will you get through? As she shoulders a container. I thought I'd leave that up to you, Peak. They flinch. Are you serious? Eshi, I know we said we would help the flotilla, but at what point? They stop. Take a breath. Take this seriously, Eshi. I don't know the first thing about breaching a quarantine cordon. Like, you would think they should have some sort of system in place. They get people from outside all the time arriving here, right? Like, surely they should have a food cannon or something that they can shoot supplies out through. Maybe not, as she looks at you. But they might. They slipped out from S&R facility, didn't you? Plus, they've been here longer than us. You're always trying to get me to find help. Well, here it is. She gestures at you. Help. He clenches between the two of you. I swear to... They sigh. I need to think this one through. Meet me at the cordon in a couple of cycles, Sleeper. Maybe we can figure something out. Meanwhile, as she meets your eye, you can help me acquire the supplies. Discreetly, she smiles. We have to keep this one quiet. Keep Havenage out of the loop. Once they get suspicious, this is all over for us. Okay. Peak is the voice of reason, right? And then she's just like, let's get shit done. This all suddenly seems a little too real. Too dangerous. You've only just found your feet on the eye. This is not a time for causing trouble. Come find us. We'll be out there trying to pull this all together. As she goes to the back of the hold to start packing another container. Peak, come help me. Peak glances back at her. Sleeper, look, we didn't choose this either. They lower their voice. Help us finish this. We've set up a base camp on the broken spoke. You are welcome to rest there in any of the cots while we work on this. They smile. We're in this together. Cool, so, we have a new bed? Peak, as she shouts, as they walk back into the hold with the container. Hurry the fuck up and come and help me! As you leave the climbing briar, you look out at the broken edge of the eye's ring, where Havenage's cordon blinks with tiny red lights. What are you getting yourself into? Okay. What are we getting ourselves into? Stuff? And things. Okay, here's the cordon. Okay, let's go through this stuff. I didn't read that, but this is my new bed. Okay. Excellent. Then here we have the climbing briar, which is the name of the ship. Scrap for the flotilla. Oh, we have enough! Oh! One of the 3 things the flotilla needs are components for repairs. There's a lot of ships, which means a lot of scrap components. Briar's Hold. The flotilla needs food, water, and components. You might not be able to get all of them, but Eshe will take what you can get. Peak's plan. All the supplies in the world, nothing without a plan to get them to the flotilla. That's Peak's part in this. And then the clock is running. In 12 cycles, Eshe will make her run to the flotilla. The better prepared she is, the better the result will be. I'm just a little concerned if we have to wait for the 12 days regardless. That we may have already left. But we'll see. The cordon. Meeting Peak. Okay, we're meeting Peak here. Peak asked you to meet them at the cordon. You hope they have a plan to cross because this place seems imposing. We will find out the plan, or the beginning of a plan, at some point. Oh no, this is the wrong one. Right, let's just immediately put this scrap in here. That's it. These components should be enough to cover the most basic repairs the flotilla needs. You hope. I do hope. Okay, the Briar. You look over the pile of scrap components lying in the Briar. You look around. The bay is empty. Eshy and Peak either elsewhere on a station or on the bridge a couple of levels up. You begin sorting through the pile, separating out useful components and boxing them by use. You don't recognize everything you find, but before long you get into the rhythm of sorting. As you do, your mind starts to drift, your attention being drawn to the dark corners of the bay. The Briar is in surprisingly good condition, considering that Hawthorne and XPR must have been operating for decades by now. The marks of care are everywhere, from the delicate patch jobs polished to meld into the original finish, or the carefully bound wiring running through the custom trunking. Eshy loves this ship, that much is clear. Something catches your eye in one of the dark corners, a matte black stack of crates you hadn't spotted before. They are sleek and compact, tucked away behind some of the bigger, more worn containers. I'm gonna snoop. I'm gonna get caught. You put the components away and go over to the sleek crates. You run your hands across their textured surface, but there is little hint of what lies inside the opaque metal casing. Then you see it, a yellow symbol embossed onto the far side of the crate, a universal sigil used by spacers, corporations, and manufacturers alike. It's one you have seen throughout your time as a sleeper, its meaning all too familiar. Explosive contents. They have bombs? You hear a hiss and Eshy comes through the bay's lock. She barely registers your presence, nodding at you as she passes. Sleeper. She busies herself with some tasks at the back of the bay. Oh, I'm asking. Ask about the crates. Eshy doesn't turn from whatever she is busy with. Just more supplies, Sleeper, like everything else here. You can't think of anything else to ask, but since the atmosphere has now shifted, somehow shifted, you quickly finish up sorting as you slip out, waving goodbye to her back as you do. Why do they have bombs? Explosive substance doesn't necessarily mean bombs. Like, bombs are an explosive substance, but there are other explosive substances. It could be fuel, for all we know. So, 2 days for that. Let's just check back here again. The scrap is done, but I don't know how to do the food. Or the water. What if we check back in at the greenway? Oh, here they are. Okay. Cool. The algae stack. It's right near my aviary. Don't be robbing my aviary, mind. Okay. Algae stack. So, negotiate access. We lose energy. That's okay. We can buy food. So, much to Eshy's frustration, you'll have to pay or talk your way into using the algae stack to farm food for the refugees. The algae stack is controlled by a small collective of farmers. If you want to use it, you'll need to persuade them. Right? Yeah, and we need 6 good ones of that. And then the reservoir. Okay. Hack the sensors or siphon the water. The reservoir is monitored by a web of sensors. Hacking them will reduce the alert level of the system and keep you from getting locked out. So that gives us 2. No, that doesn't. Wait, what? Hacking them will reduce the alert level of the system. Oh, this is the alert level. Okay, so this isn't progressing anything. But siphon water. The only way for Eshy to get enough water together is to siphon it directly from the station's reservoirs. Havenage will not be pleased. It's not even Havenage that, like, lives here, though, right? It's my family. And then water for the flotilla. It might just be called flotilla, not flotilla. I don't know the word. Eshy needs tanks and tanks of water if she hopes to help the flotilla. Anything less is worthless to her. So we only get 1 per time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn. Havenage have installed a complex sensor array to monitor the reservoir. Trip this and the whole place will go into lockdown. I think we need some better dice for this. We lose condition for this. No, let's do this for now. Let's see. Maybe we get neutral and see what happens. We got 1. We're probably... we're not going to win 2 coin flips in a row. But... it's fine. That's alright. I wanted to buy mushrooms anyway. Okay. That's okay. We'll have more dice tomorrow. Now, do I want to use scraps or do I just want to use a stabilizer? I could just use a stabilizer, but we might need the stabilizers later. Why did I come back across here? Oh. Emphas. Grubs up, please. That sorts me out. And I think that'll be all of the new thingies here. We will do this later. We're going to try and speed through this DLC. And I think we'll be okay with it. We might as well just sleep here. Because what we need now is just, we need our dice back. Let's use like 1 scrap for today. And then tomorrow we'll see where we're at. We'll maybe use a stable... although, what's the point in using a stabilizer at this... I don't know. Let's use a scrap. So scrap here. We've got energy, and then it's time to end the cycle. And that is the end of this video, where next time we are going to be just absolutely trying. All of our best dice are going to go into water, and all of our medium dice can go into food. I think that's the best way that we can do it. We can sustain ourselves for a long time, so we'll keep an eye on the scrap ship coming in as well, and we'll buy all of their scrap. And yeah, I think that this is going to be fine. The only question is whether the 12 days is... whether we can narrow down the 12 days. And if not, are we even going to get to see it? Because I don't know if we're going to end up on the Sidereal Horizon, or if we'll get a chance to ditch it. I'm hoping we'll leave on the Sidereal Horizon, but it'll have been an option to not do it as well, so then we can come and do the non-option. We'll be letting Caster down, but he's asking us to give our life away to do that. But yeah, that is it for today then. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for more Citizen Sleeper. I'm not sure how many episodes we'll have left now. Maybe a couple? Probably a couple. So I will see you eagerly for those. Goodbye.